Welcome to No Movies in Hell. I'm Chris Geiger.
I'm LaQuas Scott, and today we are reviewing The Woman King with Viola Davis.
Yes, Viola Davis. Man, I would like to know what her workout looked like leading into this movie. Were any of them, really?
Yes, like Widows. Wait, did we see that together?
Did we? I saw Widows. I don't
Oh no, we saw Ghostbusters, I think, together, like a couple years ago. But
yeah, I think I saw Widows at home.
oh, okay. I definitely went to like a screening of that of some sort. Yeah, like I need to know her workout regimen because it's like amazing. What are your initial thoughts?
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And I knew I would kind of like it going in, but I liked it much more than I even thought I would when at the end.
Yes.
There was more story to it.
Yes.
I thought there was going to be. I thought it was going to be more of a simple, sort of straightforward, we're the underdog. Colonialism is coming, but there was much more of a storyline that gets revealed during the course of it. So I really like that part of it.
Yes, I completely agree. I came into this film knowing a little bit about the Dahomey, and I was like, oh, okay, like I'm wondering what else would I learn, and learned a lot. I liked the story. There was so much depth. I was very surprised. It was a lot of like mini plots. Um and then it kind of brought into this like broader macro ecosystem of colonialism, slavery is coming, and how everybody had some part in it. Yes, I was very impressed with all of the action, the story, the training sequences, and even having, starting with a fresh character and, getting that progression of how you become one of the warriors. Yes, I really like that.
I felt like it wasn't rushed. It wasn't a very long movie though. It wasn't 3 hours. But I did feel like they gave all the relationships time to develop. And there were a lot of them.
Yes.
So you see like the king and his favorite wife, and you see the relationship of the king and Viola Davis's character, and you see the relationship with the I want to call her the lieutenant, like the one who is like training in charge of everyone's training.
Yep.
And the girl, and then you see the relationship with Viola Davis and her friend, who's been her friend for years, and they've come up in the ranks together. And there were so many different relationships, but they gave them all time to develop, and enough of a backstory that you felt like they weren't rushed or just kind of thrown in at the last minute for just like, hey, we need to explain why this is happening. The fight scenes were awesome.
Very much so. I was like, are they using doubles? And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure like they all went to like, a training camp and had to and learn, yeah, it was very, very good.
And I didn't recognize a lot of the people in it.
Yes.
Which
so the woman who's like training everybody, or like, it's kind of like the mentor to the younger woman. She's Bond. She is 007, the new 007 that was in Daniel, the latest Daniel Craig. Yeah, Lashana Lynch.
That's funny. I did not recognize her at all.
And like the right hand to Viola Davis, she was in the Doctor Strange movie as one of the like people in the training kind of I forgot, like the secret, folks who have like the shields that make the shields out of I don't want to say they're like in Tibet. They're in like something very similar, but in like a different universe. So she's like one of those people who are like helping to defend or protect against Wanda.
Okay. I didn't see that, so I don't know. But
oh wait, you did see Doctor Strange, yeah?
Oh no, wait, I did that.
Yeah.
I don't remember her in that at all.
Yeah, she only got like small bit of screen time, but like I was like, oh, that's that woman.
And I barely remember watching Doctor Strange actually.
So many movies ago.
Many movies ago, and it just wasn't. It wasn't one of my favorites. I'll say.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and I wish more people had seen it. The problem I think right now is that so much is coming out. Why?
Yeah.
Why do they schedule it this way? But so much is coming out that it's cramming things. It's pushing things out or pushing them into really small theaters and not very many theaters. So they don't get the opportunity to like kind of shine, which they should.
I completely agree.
Yeah. There's Yeah, I'm trying to think of other examples of something that I was like, wait, where did that go?
Yeah. What is it, like Superpets? I feel like I saw a trailer for that all summer long. I'm sure the movie came out. I wouldn't know.
I think it's out now.
Oh,
Um, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're getting into that period where it's like it's so crunched. Um, the Woman King Bros, I think got
oh
sucked
yeah.
in because it didn't like there was just too much competition. If that had
Hmm.
released earlier in the summer, totally it would have been totally different. Many more people would have seen it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those movies where you feel like you have to see it on the big screen. So people are choosing other things like bigger action sorts of movies to watch. I think Rose is going to do well once it goes streaming.
I agree. I'm surprised that it's not streaming because I feel like Billy Eichner's audience isn't streaming. Like he did the show with Julie Klausner, and that was like a Hulu original.
Hmm.
Um and also I think like I don't know from marketing perspective if just major cities were targeted. Because I feel like there was, subway ads all over for Bros, but like nothing for anything else that's coming up soon. Maybe Amsterdam. But yeah, nothing for the Woman King. I think Woman King is kind of like word of mouth. Um, Viola Davis has carries a lot of weight. And it's almost like you're going to see that star power of a movie. When we saw it, I was surprised that it was like a packed theater, even though yes, Tuesdays are discounted for AMC, but sometimes it takes people a while before they get out and go to the movies. Um, so yeah, that could be something. But as we come up on like Oscar movie season, I wonder how the distribution is going to be. Is it movie theater? Is it streaming? Yeah, curious to see what'll happen.
There's so many things coming out right now from Decision to Leave is out now, not at AMC, but at like Angelica and a couple other.
IFC.
I saw that it was listed as an AMC, like it's coming to AMC, but then it got taken off the list.
Oh,
And I was like, where did that go? And also, I think it's going to be another one that gets like limited
yeah.
distribution. But he won Best Director at Cannes, so I feel like it should at least get decent play time, like screen time. That is, and then the Banshees of Inisherin are
Mm-hmm.
coming. I want that to do well. It reunites Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, which
Yes.
awesome in Bruges. So I don't know. I just feel like it's not going to get as much play as it should.
I feel like the last two movies you mentioned are very niche too. Like the Nighthawk over here, they do have a poster for Banshee. So I was like, oh, interesting. They're not going to, you know, have. I feel like they're pretty good at the distribution of smaller bespoke films versus like the major studio movies that are coming out, like Black Adam and Black Panther, respectively. So I think it depends on the theaters, and their curation. But I do think that, like, of all the AMCs that they have in New York, which is like over 10, there has to be like a third of them. So 3 to 4 that they could dedicate as like, indie small distribution, small batch films that they could show. Because yeah, taking like delisting things is like not cool.
And maybe they're just having an issue with their app right now.
Mm.
Because I mean, they're definitely having issues with their app right now.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, but when it was listed, it was only showing, it said the release date was the 14th, which should have been today, but
Yeah.
it was showing, it was only showing times available for one theater starting the 21st, and that was Kips Bay,
Oh.
which was weird because Kips Bay usually gets, or like Lincoln Center usually gets kind of the artsy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah. Hopefully they get it right. Or like maybe it's one of those like print issues where they're not getting it on time.
Who knows?
If it's on print, I don't know. Yeah, you would think that there would be a better distribution model. Like, hey, can you just upload this for a week?
Right. So back to the Woman King. Yeah, sorry for that massive digression. Yeah, let's go to our slides.
Yeah, let's see the scores. Hey, we're pretty much. I see. Okay, so I gave the story a 2, and here's why. I felt like the Malik backstory was just a little much. I was like, okay, we don't need romance to like assuage or make people feel like, I don't know. I just felt like it was just kind of cringy and a little forced to have like the love story in there.
I I I agree. That's the one thing about Young Guns that I always like when I refer back to like movies that you don't need to do that. Like Young Guns is there's no romance storyline in Young Guns. It's
Yep.
just them. And that's fine. Tombstone, I felt like they added in Wyatt Earp's wife, maybe because he was actually married historically at the time, but like
Mm-hmm.
you did not need that in Tombstone. It was
Yep.
just a like this sort of side thing that had like nothing to add. Um, so I agree with you, but I think in this one, they needed a device for her, for him to like, for her to get out of the situation she was in
Mm-hmm.
when he paid for her, basically.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason they wouldn't have killed her right then.
Right. Yes.
So in order for that to happen, they needed some sort of device.
Yeah. But I think it was one of those things of like, explaining, you know, Viola Davis's character explaining to her, like, we don't get married, we basically don't fall in love, and her challenging that by saying, oh, the guys on, that are fighting alongside us have families, etc. Why not us? And then it was just like, oh, hey, it's this, you know, this guy and like his whole backstory. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. But other than that, I thought it was really great.
I like the costumes a lot.
Yes.
And I thought that they were very, I thought that that's actually what someone who was fighting for a living might wear.
Yes. It was very
Except
agile.
the only two things I took issue with was if they're in this women only palace and they're bathing, why
Mhm.
are they still wearing clothes? Like you theoretically you would not be wearing clothes in that
Yes.
area. Okay. I get that we want a certain rating for the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe. But the other thing is like I've not ever been able to successfully wear something that didn't have a strap on it.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yeah.
in a lot of those scenes when they're like dancing, not when they're fighting. When they're fighting, they mostly have like that sort of across the neck halter thing going on, which makes sense. But like the ones where it's just tied around them, that can't be right. Like
I took issue with that as well. In terms of like the bandeau, I was like, there's no way. Like, no, no way.
how
If
tight
I
does
was,
that have to be tied right now? Like, can they breathe?
yes. Um, and then yeah, in terms of like bathing with clothes on, I actually thought of it from the perspective of maybe in Viola Davis's contract, she has like no nudity. And maybe it was one of those things to like make, you know, try to have it evenly distributed across like all the actors and actresses to make them feel comfortable in doing so. And I was, yeah, because one of my thoughts were like, oh, that doesn't make any sense because you would still need to like rewash and all that other stuff. And um so I was like, yeah, but I'm like, oh well, a person at her caliber probably has a lot of things in her contract. Like, I forgot. Oh, example, perfect example. I think LL Cool J and Queen Latifah have in their contracts that they don't die in movies.
Oh.
Whereas you see like Sean Bean in every movie or TV show he's in, he basically dies. So it's smart.
Interesting. All right. Yeah. So I thought it was well done. I don't think it's going to get as much credit as it should. But I mean, it's already not getting the press that it should have gotten when it came out, or I didn't see very much about it at all.
Yeah, same.
So
I
that's
think
too
I
bad.
heard a little bit about it on like in the awards circuit, like good reviews, but I think that it's true, it doesn't get the praise. I think the IMDb score is very low, and I think that that's like on purpose. um but I think word of mouth, when people hear about this, they'll probably want to check it out. They'll probably want to check it out when it's on streaming. um yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, we recommend. So,
Recommend.
do you have anything to plug in this episode?
So we are coming upon our first birthday. Yay! So I guess just trying to figure out how to reward the viewers. And so yeah, that's I guess in the works. And then also our Halloween, our spooky, scary episode too. So we'll have special guests, do roundtable. It's fun. How
Yeah.
about you? Do you have anything to plug?
I don't. I was hoping that I would be able to plug an iHeart Korean movie this weekend, but in fact it's not coming out, I think, until next weekend at AMC. There is another preview though that I saw last week, the week before, for a Korean movie with the guy who was in Parasite, the father character in Parasite is in this. He's the male lead, and it's called Broker. It looks really good. So I'm excited for that coming out. It should be coming out soon-ish, maybe November. So there will be hopefully a lot of iHeart Korean movie activity coming up.
Yay!
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.